Camera accessories can be expensive, and sometimes the one you need just doesn't exist. Well, if you've got one of these, or a friend that does, I might be able to help. Let's get printing. This is a 3D printer, and if you start with something simple like the A1 Mini from Bambu Labs, it's cheaper and easier than you think. I'll link my other beginning 3D printing videos down in the description if you want a deeper dive. With one of these and some of the millions of free downloadable models online from places like Printables, Thingiverse and MakerWorld, you can print genuinely useful camera accessories for pennies. And to get you started, I'm going to list some of my favourites here, and I'll link to all the free models down in the description. Let's start off with ways to mount your cameras. Hot shoe mounts were one of the first things I printed. These allow me to mount action cameras to the top of my camera to shoot some behind the scenes footage. I started out with one for the Insta360 Go 3S, and when I upgraded, I also made one for the Go Ultra. The mount just clips into your camera, like that, and then the camera itself drops in. This one is in fact held in by magnet, so it's really solid. Unlike the way I hold the camera. And just make sure you triple check which way around to put them. Ask me how I know. The one for the Go Ultra is really quite clever because it uses a bit that comes with the camera. You've got this swivelly magnetic mount. You clip that into the 3D print. You put the 3D print into your hot shoe. You mount your camera onto the thing. So not only is it held on solidly, you've also got a bit of adjustability there as well. And when it comes to the standard GoPro mount, there are hundreds of these things. Everything you could think of. There's replicants.
I take them to the doctor.
There are recreations of all the standard mounts. There are Arca Swiss compatible QR plates. There are double and triple mounts if you review action cameras. There are car mounts, bike mounts, backpack mounts, magnetic mounts. There's even this one, which you can screw onto a standard water bottle and make an instant floaty. Saves so much space in your backpack because you don't actually have to carry the floaty bit with you. You can get a bottle anywhere. This is one of my favourite ones. I use it with my Action 5. So you pop your camera in, pop the screw through, and then you've got a really quick and easy way to mount your camera low for those low angle shots. And you can pop it on a table if you want to take an impromptu time lapse. Really useful. It takes up no space in your bag. If you use your gear, you're probably going to end up losing bits of it, and nobody wants to spend money replacing those bits. It's boring, especially if you're probably going to lose them again at some point. 3D printing to the rescue. Lens caps, one of the most exciting bits of camera equipment, the bit we all lust after. But this print may well be one of my favourites. When Canon came out with the RF lens system, they changed the end cap. Now it only fits on one way, and no matter which way you try it, it's the wrong way. No matter how you pick up the lens cap, it's always the wrong way around, and it doesn't go on the lens first try. And if you're in a hurry, the chances are it's not going to go back on the lens before your lens goes back in the bag. Now enter these 3D printed lens caps that are multi-align. Just offer it up, wiggle it about a bit, and it's on. You don't have to look for the mark, align it properly, you just... Canon, are you paying attention? And of course, being 3D printed, you get all the customization options that brings. You can have a different color for zooms and primes. You can put your brand logo on there in your brand colors, or you could just do what I've done, and that's put the name of the lens on there. Easy to pick it out of the bag that way. But of course, it's not just Canon and it's not just rear lens caps here. There's front ones as well for pretty much any lens you can think of on any camera. There are cheap and cheerful snap-on ones for things like the Insta360 Go Ultra. Great camera, by the way. I'm always putting this thing in sketchy places, and you have to run and grab it quickly. It usually gets stuffed in a pocket and there's no protection. Popping this lens cap on quickly makes the lenses last a little bit longer than they would otherwise. Now this might be my favourite for bigger cameras. It works with any brand because it just clips into the filter threads, and it's parametric, so you can print it at any size you need. It's got 3D printed springs on the back, nice little finger grips on the front, and there's enough space in the middle there to put your logo or your manufacturer's logo. I seem to have a problem with gimbal covers for drones. I think it was 3 days into owning the original Neo, I'd already lost it. Luckily though, you can 3D print replacements. They weigh next to nothing, so cost next to nothing, print in a couple of minutes. And they have the added bonus of making the original turn up the moment the print finishes. Now I know you don't really need these, and your hot shoe's going to be fine without one, but it will save you a little bit of cleaning if something goes wrong and your camera gets mucky. There are loads of custom ones out there for various cameras, but hot shoes are hot shoes, so you can print anything. I went with this one, and obviously it just slots into your hot shoe. Okay, let's talk storage. This is going to be specifically in your camera bag. I think I might do another video about storage around the studio. I've got so much 3D printed stuff going on here, I think it's worth a proper look at. I'm terrible for losing SD cards, so having something to keep them in is a good idea. I like to use this one for full cards. If they go in here, I screw it down, I know they're safe. And being bright orange, it stands out well in your camera bag, so you can see if it's in there or not at a glance. This one in particular unscrews, and in there's room for 8 SD cards and 4 micro SD. And this thing's pretty robust. And there's a huge range of slim ones you could pop in your bag as well. I'll put a link to those down in the description along with everything else. Batteries slide around in your camera bag and they never seem to be where you left them. Not great when you're in a hurry. There are some fancy options available, like I've got this one from Nomadic in some bloke called Peter, but it's 25 quid. I printed a few here for my Canon and Fuji batteries for basically nothing. Here's one for the Fuji NP string of numbers here batteries. It takes 2, they lock in place, put that in your bag, because I've printed it in bright orange, not going to lose it. And this one's a copy of the one that comes with your Canon batteries, which you always immediately lose. It's got a little cutout in it as well. So if your battery's full, you pop it in with the blue showing through. And if not, black. Easy way to tell if it's full or not, and it protects the contacts as well. But this is really just a tip of the iceberg. There are models online for lens hoods, macro extension tubes, even full camera cranes. You can take this as far as you want. And it doesn't stop with your camera bag. How you organise your stuff at home in the studio matters. I've been going down a rabbit hole with things like multi-board and Gridfinity, but this video is plenty long enough. I'll make a separate video on that. You are subscribed, aren't you? And don't forget, every model I've talked about here will be listed down below in the description, and they're all free to download. And if any of these models gave you some ideas, drop a like and hit that subscribe button. And if you know of any models I should check out, let me know down in the comments. But for now, that's it from me. Bye.